Hello, dear friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is news time again from this very good channel. Welcome back. How are you all doing? Hope you are good. I pray that God will be with you in your endeavors. Today we have another update for you, and I want you to, after listening to it, you drop your opinion and suggestions you have so that Biafra will be free. And that's just it. Okay, let's go there.
So, having seen that the government of Finland felt disappointed after this investigation and felt that they have actually shot themselves on the leg. That if they have known, if they have had such information, if their legislators have done this investigation properly, there wouldn't have been any need even to entertain the Nigerian petition to the extent of trying to see how they're going to muzzle opposition in that regard. Samoniba has not been found to be linked to any ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, whatever. There was nothing like that. Oh, yes, you can see the recent movement. I think that pressure started from Russia, Vladimir Putin mounting a kind of Russia, and when the Alexander Stubb was trying to impose, a nuclear deal and with Russia, or trying to deny or trying to support Ukraine, and the world has given Finland as a nation that has one of the best ranking human rights nation in the world, was what the factor Vladimir Putin used to shut down Alexander Stubb recently, citing the appearance or disappearance, or non-public appearance of the Biafra separatists, who is also a Finnish citizen, talking about Simon Ekpa. The development a few days ago, was quite interesting, where the president Vladimir Putin of Russia made that kind of gesture to the world and United Nations. Of course, the EU, signaling that the Alexander Stubb can be put on the scale now. That Finland can actually put on the scale because of the threat against Simon Ekpa. And remember, for some time now, the Vladimir Putin government, or Russia government, has been enjoying some certain support of liberation for freedom fighters, asking the United Nations, asking the foreign Russian foreign minister, to factor Biafra liberation in some of the meetings they are doing over the BRICS issue and all that, considering the fact that Biafra as a nation is also the part of the Sahel nation. So the liberalization, not to allow Russia to factor in deeply in Africa. The Russian government, the US government, and the Israeli government are mapping out a strategy to make sure that those who are going to stand as a force, in representing Sahel in some of the international policies that are going to take place any moment from, especially the issue of the maritime, which is being seen as the next world major source of resources, anytime that is even more, deep in terms of generating income more than the oil. I'm talking about the sea, the maritime sector, and of which they have already singled Biafra as a major nation in terms of human resources, in terms of strength, in terms of innovation, in terms of capacity, in terms of anything, So they are looking at that direction, and you can see that the international policy in Europe and Africa and Canada and some of them where Nigeria has been banned completely from entry are beginning to question the reason why Simon Ekpa, a Biafran separatist in England, should be banned from public appearance. A lot of people are saying that the Finnish government actually arrested him, and a lot of stories have been tabled from that direction. But I can tell you now that a few days ago a drama played out in the Finnish court, which unbelievably the Finnish government came out openly and declared that Simon Ekpa Nigeria evidence against him was as a result of resistance of the Igbo killing that made Nigerian government to forge that petition. That most of the things that the Nigerian government wrote in that petition has been found to be linked to Simon Ekpa's resistance over the killing of Christians in the eastern part of the country, allowing Fulanis, and doing all sorts of oppression and suppression by the Nigerian soldiers and Nigerian government. So, having seen that, the government of Finland felt disappointed after this investigation and felt that they have actually shot themselves on the leg. That if they have known, if they have had such information, if their legislators have done this investigation properly, there wouldn't have been any need even to entertain the Nigerian petition to the extent of trying to see how they're going to muzzle opposition in that regard. Samoniba has not been found to be linked to any ISIS, Al Qaeda, Boko Haram, whatever. There was nothing like that. It was not linked to anything. So what we are seeing now is a clear intervention of most powerful nations around the world, and the Aso Rock has been conducting emergency meeting on the next direction to do, what next to do now that the Finnish government has finally nailed them on the floor of their chambers there in Finland. What are they going to do about it? That tells you that it's a major breakthrough for Simon Ekpa. And of course, like they put it, Simon Ekpa might any moment from now make his dramatic appearance publicly, because the news has filtered in, and that Dr. Ngozi Rabweze is currently working assiduously to make sure that that bridge is being transformed to reality, where the signal has already gotten to Abuja currently now. With the crisis that is happening in Abuja currently now, with the situation in Abuja currently now, I can tell you categorically clear that Abuja is politically and bilaterally confused over the development that has happened outside the world as a result of Russia, American and Israeli pressure on Finland to get Simon Ekpa to a freedom point of breakthrough.
There is this trending news across the nations of the world. The foreign nations are surprised. Who is the terrorist between Fulani S-men or Simon Ekpa? We've seen the International Terrorism Agency. They've ranked Fulani S-men the fourth most dangerous terrorist organization in the world. Fulani S-men. Now, Simon Ekpa's name is not there, and they are asking, why can't the Nigerian government take Fulani S-men more seriously than Simon Ekpa? Probably Nnamdi Kanu. What do you have to say about that, about Nigerian government?
It tells you the biasness of the North. It tells you the biasness of the system. It tells you the biasness of how biased the Nigerian government are on the issue that has to do with the secession of the Igbo people from Nigeria, which has long overdue. And I can tell you that the world is already had our voice. The world is already working on that. I can tell you, there's massive lobbying in the United Nations now. There's massive lobbying in the Congress. There's massive bilaterally. That everywhere in the world, you go to Russia, everywhere the IPOB members, are working. The Biafran government in exile is working. But surprisingly, in all these things, victory of Biafra has been announced few days ago, that Simon Ekpa has recorded a major breakthrough after the Finnish government has already endorsed his public appearance any moment from now. And that public appearance, is going to signal to the world that the time has come and the time is now.